Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We're going to talk about XRP, about the crypto market, about banks. Yes, banks. About what you need to watch out for this week. Some very interesting economic things are coming. Right now, the Fed, according to probabilities, is not going to be reducing interest rates in January. But the data coming out this week could sway the probabilities, and the market is thirsty for data about the economic situation of the US. After the government shutdown, a lot of the data did not come out. So now we're getting a little bit more clear picture of what the current situation is from the US economy standpoint. And we know that that affects the crypto market, even though, yes, crypto is global, but we have seen that the situation in the US affects how the money flows and where the money flows. So we're going to talk about that. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button. Yes, it's Sunday fun day. So let's try to get 1,000 likes on this video. Scroll down, see, did we get there? Not get there? Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. You can do it. I'm looking at you. Currently, XRP is sitting at $2.02 flat, 0% on the day. Bitcoin very similar. Sunday is always a tricky day because of the low liquidity, low volume, and specific right now, XRP volume super low. In fact, on Binance, XRP USDT is 89 million when it used to be around 3 billion at its good trading volume. So with only 10 million XRP, you can potentially move the price up and down in a significant way. And so Sunday, we've seen many times where it looks like, ooh, we're going in this direction, and then it goes in the other direction when Sunday's over into Monday morning. So we have to be very careful with that. If you are short-term trading, just know that that's a possibility that the market can flip on you very fast. So just be careful with that. When we look out this week, what could potentially happen? Let me put me on the other side here. Good. You can see that on Tuesday, right? Monday, not really, New York Fed may be speaking, that could be something, but what we're looking at for Tuesday is US unemployment rate, right? That I think could have an effect on where the market, maneuvers on on Tuesday. The Japan interest rate decision, which caused the stock market, crypto market to sell off on Friday, could be in the headlines again. So you need to watch out for that. After that, on Thursday, we have initial jobless claims and CPI, which we haven't had in a while, right? It got canceled and then delayed because of the government shutdown. So for a long time, we haven't had a CPI print, and now we're going to get that. And that's coming on Thursday. So this could be a very interesting week, how the market plays out into that data. Now, if we go and we look, again, the probabilities right now are 72.7% in favor of no rate cut this coming 6 weeks from now, so a month and a half from now. And it will be very interesting to see what happens with the market. Right now, I think, let me just refresh this, but I think we might be at the lowest point of, we're back in extreme fear, but I think that just from a interest standpoint, I think we might be at the lowest point. Now, you're watching this video, right? So I'm happy that you're watching, but most people are not watching, right now. And maybe in the peak we'll be up 50, like we're down maybe 50% from, even more, like maybe on a good month during this year, we were getting 1.2, 1.3 million views every single month. And now we're about 500,000, 600,000. Again, I have been making less videos, but still I see other channels as well. So this will be very interesting to see how this picks up, because again, I told you, when the sentiment is low, that usually means we're very, very close to the bottom. And when the sentiment is too high, when crypto videos are getting 100,000, 150,000 every single video, that probably means that we're getting close to the top. And then we need to rethink our thesis there, or how we are approaching the crypto market in the short term. Right now, a lot of people are, running after gold and silver and the stock market. And, that's shiny now. That's what's, sexy. But that can flip very, very fast. One bad week and one good week here, and sentiment can totally shift. And so historically, this is how it's been. The crypto market right now, again, I think it's still hurting from October 10th. Even if you go and you look back and you see what happened around the whole FTX Luna situation, it took a while, right? It took a while for the crypto market to recover off of that. Even after it hit the low at 15,000, it took about 2 months, right, just to get back to where it was before that, the sell off from 20,000 to 15,000. But remember, Bitcoin was about 40,000 when the whole Luna fiasco started, right? And then it dropped off, and then it had the FTX situation, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And by the time we got back here, remember, it took a long time just to get back to that 40,000 range, almost a year. Right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, it's a similar thing, but it took Bitcoin, 589 days. So even more than that. Wow. Now looking at that, right? So we went from, that was a year, and then it took it more about a year and a half to get back to that range, almost 2 years, right? Because 300 right days. So kind of wild that it took almost 2 years to get back to that 36,000 range. So again, people forget that. People forget the situation that we were in, and October 10th was a significant day in the crypto market. So we have to take that into consideration. I'm not going to say that it's going to take 2 years. I'm not going to bum you out. Take 2 years to get back to 126 here. Some people are saying, new all-time highs in the next few weeks. I'm not ready to say that, but I think that we will see some sort of recovery going into the next quarter. And it will be very interesting to see. Again, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Again, these are just my opinions. This is just what I am seeing on the crypto market. Of course, this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now's the time to do so you always see my beautiful face on your subscription page. And you can ring the bell for extra credit if you want to be part of the notification nation. And drop a comment in the comment section. That always helps out as well. And of course, did we get to 1,000 likes? Now let's talk a little bit more news. US banks are panicking over crypto, and they're saying it out loud. The American Banker Associations and the Independent Community Bankers of America just blasted the OCC for approving bank charters for crypto firms. We know that Ripple got their approval there. The complaint that crypto companies are getting access to bank privileges without being traditional banks. That's so funny. How can they be banks, traditional banks, without having a license? Translation: legacy banks are scared of competition. This is what disruption looks like. When incumbents stop ignoring you and start lobbying against you, it means crypto is no longer theoretical. It's becoming a real market share. Banks don't fight things that aren't working. So of course the banks are scared, when you have a situation where someone can come and give the product that you're giving potentially and other products, then they have a better base than you, right, for the customer. And they're afraid that they're going to lose all their customers. Banks make a lot of money, tons of money, right? A lot of it comes from the fees and all that they take, but they also invest. And if they have less capital to invest, then they will make less money, and they're afraid about that. So that's a situation that will continue to develop. I saw this, and I have this theory that there's going to be 3 hubs around the world that are going to be where crypto is really happening. Maybe China will enter this as well. We'll see. but I think it's going to be somewhere in the US. I don't know just yet where. We'll see. Maybe it's going to be Silicon Valley, maybe New York, somewhere where the regulators um, will allow it, right? But I think the UAE, right? It could be in Abu Dhabi, it could be in Dubai. That's still out on where exactly, but in the UAE in general and Singapore, I think those are going to be the hubs around the world. We're going to see a lot of crypto development, a lot of crypto initiatives, and we're seeing, Coinbase is there, Ripple is there in a strong way, and so that's going to be interesting. Market structure bill delayed to January. This is something that we already reported on, but now we got a little bit more confirmation. U.S. market structure bill negotiations are still ongoing between industry, the White House, and both parties, despite draft language already circulating. So it seems that we're not going to get another bill. Some people are weighing on this and saying, well, the crypto market's not going to move until we get another bill. I don't know, maybe. I don't think that the big money is waiting for the Clarity Act, maybe, but I don't think that is the real reason why the market isn't moving. Could it help? Yes, of course it could help, but I don't think that is why. And this is interesting because a few weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that, the odds of the Fed chairman was pretty stable, right? We kind of knew that it was going to be Kevin Hassett. Well, now we've seen the probabilities of Kevin Warsh, both Kevins, the battle of the Kevins, to be the Fed chairman, right? And so this is interesting. It says this comes hours after the President Trump says he wants interest rates at 1% or lower. So it seems that Kevin Warsh is open to that, and that's why the probabilities are flipping a little bit. This will be interesting to see because theoretically this could be good for the crypto market with interest rates low. We'll see how aggressive this gets, and which Kevin, right, will be the new Fed chairman and kick out good old. Now I forgot his name. The current Fed chairman. I don't know why I thought Gary Gensler for a second. But I'm just blanking on his name right now. Let me know in the comment section what's the name of the current Fed chairman. I know I can Google it in just a second. My mind is just blanking after the weekends. Or, well, for us, it's not weekend anymore. For you, it is, I guess, unless you're where I am. But it's a very interesting situation, and we'll see how that develops. Don't forget to check out the links in the description down below to some of our affiliates if you are interested. And of course, joining the free and open Telegram group. Link is in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.